Hey guys, this is Professor Vayusutha, working as assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, so Canada Engineering College. So I have prepared few questions on the topic of MATLAB, which might help you to face your DCET exam. MATLAB stands for Matrix Laboratory, which is option B. Which of the following command in MATLAB is used to clear command window? To clear the command window, the command used in MATLAB is CLC. The full form of CLC is clear command window. Therefore, the option is B, which is CLC. A command used to display the value of variable x is basically disp is a command in the MATLAB which is used to display a variable, any variable value. Okay, so therefore the option for this question is B, which is disp of x. Which of the following key is used to stop the execution of MATLAB command? Basically, when you write a MATLAB program and when you run it, there might be a case that it won't come back from the execution, right? It might stuck in infinite loop, and if you want to come back from that execution, the key which we use in the MATLAB is Control C, so which is option A. Let temp is equal to 65 be a MATLAB statement. The command disp of temp displays. There are two ways to use the disp command in the MATLAB. One is disp of, in a single quote if you write temp, so it will display just temp. Okay, but if you type disp of temp without a single quote, then it will display the value present in the temp variable. Okay, so in this example, the command disp of temp will be displaying temp itself. Why? Because we have put it in a single quote. So therefore the option is B. What would be the output of the following code if we use this code in the editor window? Basically, A is a matrix. This is how we define matrix in MATLAB. First row is 0 1, and if you separate that with a semicolon, then that is actually the next row, which is 1 0. So B is 2, right, and C is equal to A plus B. So what happens here is it is addition of a matrix A with a constant B. So what is matrix A? Matrix A is 0 1 1 0, and constant is 2. So when you add a constant to a matrix 0 1 1 0, what do we get is 2 3 3 2, right? So the answer is B, 2 3 3 2. So which is the invalid variable in the MATLAB? So answer is C, which is 6x. Why? We'll see that. So valid variable name starts with a letter. So first thing should be a letter, okay, followed by it might be a letter or digit or underscore. So whereas C, which is 6x, it is not a letter, it is a digit, so therefore it is invalid. So option is C. Which of the following is not a predefined variable in MATLAB? So pi is defined in MATLAB. INF stands for infinity, which is defined in MATLAB. To define a complex number in the form of a plus jb, we usually use I, okay, a plus ib. Whereas gravity is not defined. So option is D, which is gravity. It is not a predefined variable. Which of these is the way to access the first element in a vector V? So assuming there is at least one element in the vector. So V is a vector which has more than one element. and if I want to access the first element, we have to do it with v of 1, which is option B. So when I put 1, so it will access first element, v of 2 will access second element, v of 3 will access third element, and so on. Okay, so MATLAB always starts from 1, not from 0. So the answer is B, which is v of 1. Which of the following is used to see if two elements are equal in MATLAB? So option A is for checking whether left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Option C is not there. Option D is used to assign a variable, assign a value to a variable. So option B is actually used to check whether two elements are equal. So therefore the answer is option B, which is double equal to. To add a command to the mfile is a MATLAB file. The MATLAB command is %, semicolon, single slash and double slash. The answer is A, which is %. After %, whatever you type in the MATLAB, it will take it as a comment. To join one or more strings into a single string is known as, we call it as concatenation. Joining two strings is nothing but it's a concatenation operator. So therefore the answer is the output of cat is equal to in a single quote cat and in a single quote dog is, it is cat dog A. Okay, so if there is no comma in between these two, then it will join these two. There won't be any space in the output. So therefore answer is option A. Given A is 2, 4, which is a row vector, and B is 3, 2, which is a column vector. So which one of the following expression is illegal? So one is row vector and the other one is column vector. So A is legal. I can add a row vector with a row vector, because B dash is nothing but transpose of B. So I can multiply a row vector with a column vector. I can multiply column vector with a row vector, which is C, but I cannot do element by element multiplication with a row vector and a column vector. In order to do element by element multiplication, size of both the vectors should be same and shape also should be same. So where A dot star B is actually nothing but doing multiplication element by element. So D is illegal here. So answer is D. Script file have file name extension as, so here dot S is not valid, dot M is valid, whereas dot mat and dot math is not valid. So option is B. So script file you have to save it with an extension of .m. So arrange the following statement in order of execution in the MATLAB. So first we have to create the file, and then we have to enter the statement, and then we have to save the file, and then we have to run the file, and after that result is displayed. So therefore the option is C. So what are the things for which MATLAB can be used? Basically, as we know, MATLAB stands for matrix laboratory. So MATLAB is used for operation of various matrices. But apart from that, it can perform very simple calculation. We can even use it for plotting mathematical relationships in 2 or 3 dimensional. Therefore the option is D, which can perform all these things. So in MATLAB, which of the following is used to suppress numerical output if we do not wish to see the intermediate results? Basically, if you don't want to see the intermediate result, we put semicolon in MATLAB. So answer is option C. In MATLAB command subplot 211, 2 represents, basically we use subplot command in MATLAB to plot more than one figures. So first argument in the subplot stands for number of rows, second argument in the subplot stand for number of columns, and third argument in the subplot stand for in which figure we are writing. So here we have 2 rows 1 column in that first figure, okay. So 2 rows mean to say that we have totally 2 graphs in the program. So answer is D. Image is displayed using the command disp image, imshow, print image, show image. So option is B. Imshow is a command in MATLAB which is used to display an image. Row vector can be converted into column vector using which of the following operator? So we cannot use transpose, we cannot use double quote, and we cannot use power symbol. So therefore the option is A, which is a single quote. Characters in MATLAB are represented in their value in memory in ASCII. It cannot be represented in decimal or hex or string. So answer is option B. The function to close the windows containing graphs generated from MATLAB is close all. Close all is a command in MATLAB which is used to close all the figures which were open previously. Therefore answer is option A. MATLAB allows modeling of different control systems using there is a simulating tool in MATLAB which can be used to model different control systems and few other applications also. So therefore the option is A, which is Simulink. Which function is preferable to find the magnitude of a complex number? Option D is incorrect because MATLAB does support complex argument. Cart2pool, we don't have this such MATLAB command, I guess, whereas sqrt is used to find the square root. So this option A is for finding the absolute value of a complex number. So therefore answer is option A. All MATLAB computations are done in double precision. Which symbol is used to initialize a variable? We usually use equal to symbol to initialize a variable. So therefore option is A. What is the difference between the expression 9 into 1 minus 8 and 9 minus 1 into 8? So there is a computational difference here, because MATLAB will take multiplication as the first priority and then subtraction as the next priority. In the both case we get the same answer. In the both statement we get the same answer, but the computation difference is there. So therefore option is A. As I told you, explanation, MATLAB follows a procedure of operators while doing any computation. So 9 into 1 minus 8 is done like this: 9 into 1, which is 9, minus 8, so which is equal to 1. But 9 minus 1 into 8 is done like this: first it does multiplication, which is 1 into 8, which is 8, and then it does the subtraction, which is 9 minus 8, which is equal to 1. So therefore even though the answer are same, there is a computational difference between evaluation of the two expressions in the MATLAB. The expression cos 90 is equal to 1 in MATLAB. The thing is, 90 it is taking in terms of degree. It is false. Why? Because any argument within the parenthesis of the function sine or cos are taken to be in radians. So if the argument is to be processed in degree, the function is modeled as sine d or cos d. Therefore option is B. So what is the output of the following code? A is a array with element 1, 2, 3, and what we need is a square. So here the answer is D. Input must be a scalar or a square matrix. So explanation for this is multiplying a column or row vector with a scalar or another vector requires the code to be a dot to the power square in place of a square. If this line is replaced, the output will be a is equal to all the elements will be squared, which is 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, and 3 square is 9. So we have to use a dot power square so that the square happens element by element. What is the output of the following code? A is a vector with element 1, 2, B is a vector with element 1, 4, C is equal to A into B. Answer is C, because while multiplying the matrix dimension should agree. I cannot multiply with a vector of 1 row 2 column with another vector of 1 row 2 column. So explanation for this is multiplication of 2 row vector is possible if we use the dot star. If I use dot star operator, then it does element by element multiplication. If B was 1 into 2 column vector, the multiplication would have been possible, resulting in a multiplication of vectors and generating C is equal to 9 as output. What is the name of a primary function? So primary function name is called as mfile. So answer is A, and explanation for this: mfiles are text files which can be created in any text editor, and it contains a description of a program written for a particular purpose. The program description is mainly a self-contained set of statements which comprises of lines of codes or different kinds of functions. Thus, the name of a primary function where the program description is described is actually mfile. Vectors depends upon brackets while scalar don't. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. What is the advantage of MATLAB over other computing software with matrix dimension? Answer is C, which is real-time user-defined memory allocation. And explanation for this is, in many softwares, while declaring a matrix, the user has to assign a size of the matrix before entering any value to it. But in the MATLAB, the user does not need to maintain any size. Mentioning the number of elements is enough for MATLAB to determine the size of matrix required. If the result of summation is infinity, what would MATLAB show? So MATLAB will show as INF, which is nothing but infinity. So the sum function is inbuilt in MATLAB. It has been developed so that if the summation of over a given series becomes infinite, it will return an INF as an output. So answer is C. So MATLAB is actually case sensitive. So MATLAB is a high level language. So option is A. So what command gives title to the graph plotted by the MATLAB? So there is a command called as title in the MATLAB which will give the title for a figure or a plot. So which of the following command is used to plot multiple graphs in a single figure window in MATLAB? So there is a command called as subplot in the MATLAB which can have a multiple figures in a single window. So option is A. What is the class of a complex number in MATLAB? The class of a complex number is symbolic, and explanation for this is, since the complex number represented in MATLAB uses I as a symbolic characters, the class of any complex number is symbolic. It is not double and it is certainly not a character.